Starseeds, today we're going to be making vegan meatballs, and this is one of my favorite recipes. I just created this about a week ago and I've been eating these meatballs almost every single day. They're absolutely delicious and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy them as well. I always feel weird when I go to the supermarket and I get vegan meatballs that are frozen, and I know there's a lot of weird ingredients in there that I can't even pronounce. So that's why I really enjoy making my own homemade meatballs that are wholesome and healthy and delicious. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every single time we upload a video. Let's get in the kitchen. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is take half an onion that I've roughly chopped and a good handful of oregano. And we're going to just place it into the food processor. And the reason why I want to process the onion first is just because I want to make sure that all of the pieces get processed before we add in the lentils. So let's just do that. So I just processed the onions just for about 10 seconds and they're nicely minced. So now we're going to continue with the rest of the ingredients. So here I have 4 cups of red lentils. Now, I activated my lentils by soaking them overnight for at least 8 hours, or actually not at least 8 hours, for 8 hours. Soak them in water and a little bit of salt. And I've strained the water out, and now I'm just going to add these 4 cups of lentils into the food processor. And you can notice that when you pinch the lentils, they're really soft, like your nail would just go straight through. It's just really, really soft and tender. So next up, we're gonna be adding in half a cup of ground flax seeds. So this is just gonna help the mixture hold together and add in some much needed omega-3s to our meatballs. We're also gonna be adding in some sunflower seeds. Now these sunflower seeds I actually sprouted and dehydrated myself. If you don't have sprouted sunflower seeds, don't worry about it. So these are going to be added in, giving us a good amount of vitamin E. Also, I have here 3/4 cup of ground almonds. This is actually almond flour. If you don't have almond flour, you can actually take your almonds and grind them up into a flour consistency. So this is going in. So now we have to spice it up, okay? What you have to do is use any kind of spices that you yourself really like. I really like Indian spices, so I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons of garam masala. And also I'm gonna be adding in half a tablespoon of spicy curry powder and some salt. I'm actually gonna start with half a tablespoon for now. I don't wanna over salt it. I can always salt it a little later on. So we're gonna blend this up to a paste. If you don't have a big enough food processor, you might have to smoosh down the sides and then process once again. Okay, so this is the consistency we're looking for. As you can see, it's all mashed up and perfect. So now we're gonna set our meatball mixture aside and we're gonna deal with the vegetables that we're gonna be putting into our meatballs, right? So we're gonna be needing 1 carrot, 2 potatoes, and a zucchini. Now this is half a zucchini, but usually I actually put in a whole zucchini, but I didn't have a whole zucchini today, so half a zucchini. So you have to grate these, and I want to show you exactly how to grate them. So you're going to take your grater, and you can see that you have all these different kinds of holes. So you got the large holes, you got some weird shapes here. You want to use the smallest hole, okay? So this is the one that I use. And I'm telling you, don't skip this step because it's going to make your meatballs have the best texture ever, okay? So I grated all my vegetables and this is what it looks like. You can see this stringy texture and that's exactly what we want. This is the zucchini, this is the potato. It's like a nice stringy texture, okay? Once you've grated all of your vegetables, this is the most important step, okay? I know it's kind of gross, but what you're gonna do is pick up your vegetables, make sure your hands are clean, and you wanna squeeze out all the water because you don't want your meatballs to be soggy. This is probably the most difficult part of the recipe. Everything else is easy peasy. You can also use a nut milk bag if you don't wanna use your hands, but this is the way my mom does it, and it's just you know, very easy using your hands. So you just want to squeeze and squeeze until you feel like there's not a lot of water coming out. So I've squeezed all the water out of the potato, and you can see that it looks much, you know, drier than before, and it's much more stringy. So now we can just place it into our bowl. And I'm gonna continue with the rest of the vegetables because you have to squeeze out the water from the zucchini and carrots as well. So this is what our vegetables look like after squeezing out all the water. Nice and stringy, exactly what we want. And this is all the water that was released. So we're gonna discard that now. So this is the easy part. All you have to do is take your mixture that we processed in the food processor and combine it with the grated vegetables. So make sure your hands are clean, and you want to just get in there with your hands and mix all the ingredients up together. Seriously, this is one of my favorite meatball recipes. I just created this about a week ago, and I've been eating them basically almost every day. At this point, you can spice up your meatballs a little bit more. I'm just gonna go in with a little more salt, make sure that they're not bland. And then you're just gonna mix it up. And now we're ready to fry up our meatballs, but well, first we have to shape them, and then we're going to fry them up. So I know we're doing a lot with our hands, but you know, it's good to get intimate with your food. So what we're gonna do is just pick up a bit of meatball mixture, and you can shape them any way you want, but I actually like to shape mine sort of in an oval shape. Just like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the rest of these, and I'll see you guys in a little. Okay, so I'm going to add in some coconut oil. Coconut oil reacts better to high temperatures, so that's why I'm not using olive oil. And you wanna put in a generous amount. So we're just gonna fry these until golden brown. Now we're not deep frying here, we're shallow frying. So all you have to do is place them in and cook them until they're golden brown. And you're probably gonna have to flip them 1 or 2 times. So it's only been about 2 minutes, but I am going to flip them over as gracefully as I can. Like so. So you just want to flip them over, and then you just cover it with a lid, just so that the inside can steam. So we've been cooking our meatballs for about 10-11 minutes, and they're finally cooked, and this is what they look like. Okay, so our meatballs are ready, and I'm just gonna plate them for you guys. Guys, this is my favorite meatball recipe, and I'm sure you guys are gonna enjoy it. I hope you do make it for your families because it's just really delicious and healthy. All the ingredients are so wholesome. And I like how these are crunchy on the outside and really soft on the inside because you get all that vegetable goodness in there, but it's not mushy soft. It's just the best texture ever. Like, you have to try these, they're delicious. And you can pair this up with sauce or some rice, anything you desire. I haven't even taken a bite yet, but just by looking at it, the texture looks incredible. It's not mashy at all, and I think that's all thanks to grating the vegetables and adding a little bit of almond flour. It does look quite firm. If you don't want your meatballs to be this firm, you can actually reduce the amount of almond flour that you can put into the recipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite. That is a good meatball, I'm telling you. Like with all meatballs, you know how they have a sort of dry consistency? You can pair this up with a nice homemade sauce or even some ketchup if you want to be naughty and have something processed. But really good. Also, you can shape these into burgers and make a burger out of it. Cheers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please do make these meatballs at home. They're just super healthy and really delicious, and I'm sure your family is gonna enjoy these. So if you like the video, please smash that like button because it really helps us and it helps our channel. Also subscribe because you know that we are here providing you with delicious plant-based recipes every single week just for you. So we'll see you next time.